I'm ready.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mixtape Show. It is time for the Artist of the Week interview. And this week's Artist of the Week, man, my brothers are checking in, man. They just dropped this dope project titled Culture Shock. You know what I'm saying? For this project, they go by the Culture Godz, and the name of is the name of the crew. And we got Drums Rugged. We got the brother Rock King checking in here in the Mixtape Show to talk about the project. And brothers, what's going on, man? How y'all?
Peace,
Peace.
peace.
What up, man?
Yeah, man. We're gonna talk about this culture shock. We're gonna talk about, what's been going on with the fellas, you know what I'm saying, since the project released. And formally, Rod, this is actually your first time talking to me on the mixtape, which is wild, talking to me on the mixtape
Right,
show.
right.
and
Yeah.
for
Only because we working.
only
Only
because we
because we
working, yeah,
working.
yeah. So for those who don't know, me and Rod dropped the healing tape earlier this year. Back in June we dropped the healing tape. Father's Day, right? Is when that project dropped, and
Correct.
it's been doing really well. Good feedback, you know what I'm saying. Me and Drums dropped a single early in the year off the Heat tape. That made his compilation that he put together a little bit after that. The rugged features. There's something out there, and these brothers
Right.
actually, and I actually met Rod through Drums, so we'll get into that. We'll get into the
Absolutely.
relationships, but I just want to first officially welcome Rod King to the Boom Bap alumni family.
First
You know what I'm
time.
saying, on the mixtape show, man. So
Yep.
welcome,
Thanks for having me.
welcome, my brother. Welcome, man. So
Thanks
I'll
for having me.
and then Drums, man. Welcome back to you, brother. Good to have you back on the show, man.
Man, it's always good for me to be back here, man, chopping it up with you, man. These mixtape show people,
Absolutely.
fans, friends, Boom Bap alumni family, back at it.
Back at it, back at it. And Rob, let's start with
Yo,
you real quick since you're new to the family here, to the listeners,
yo,
man. Milwaukee, we like to call it Milwaukee. Uh,
Milwaukee.
Born and raised, right? Were you born and
It'll
raised?
walk.
Yep. Born and raised, for sure, for sure.
For sure, man. And I know we got a lot. Me and you talked over the months too, over just the people that come out of Milwaukee. My brother
Mm-hmm.
Twan Mack, who's from there, who's a dope
Dope,
MC. He
dope.
he's one of the forefront of the adult contemporary hip hop movement out there. We
Mhm.
talked about the legendary speech of Arrested Development. His family
Right.
and he's originally from Milwaukee, and they still got some black-owned businesses out there in the city that they're doing thing. And I believe he said they were the first
I didn't
black.
know that.
Yeah, I think he was saying they were the first black-owned news kind of newspaper pressing company. His
Mm,
family started that out there, if I'm not
dope.
mistaken. And Milwaukee just got some dope roots out there in the Midwest. And
Dope.
what about you, man? What's when you was coming up? You know what I'm saying? I know you were you were kind of born in that golden age of hip hop.
Hmm.
What was your soundtrack coming up, man? Who'd you listen to? What did the music sound like
Oh
in your
my,
household? Like,
oh my goodness. Some of everything, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was always around a lot of elders, so like I was hearing a lot of like 70s soul. So I'd be hearing like Rick James, a lot of classics. But as far as like when it pertained to rap, my pops, he was a big West Coast head, so he loved Dr. Dre.
mm,
I remember around the time when I was about maybe like I want to say around like 8, 11 years old when 50 Cent was first coming out and
mm.
he was hot. He had to Get Rich or Die Trying album. So man, and then just me being born in the 90s, man, I always, I'm at the age now to where I go back and I listen to certain content, and I loved it, man. It was a special time,
Yeah,
for hip hop to me.
yeah. It's wild to me that and it always reminds me of my age too when I hear, when I was young, I listened to Snoop and Dre. I was a baby kind of thing, right? And I was like, that was me and Drums is like late teen years or something like that.
Mhm.
When those
No
joints
doubt.
came.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just dope.
Absolutely.
It's just dope to kind of listen to how people took certain albums when they were a certain age. You know what I'm saying, and all of that.
Right,
And I know you was talking about that West Coast connection. I know
right.
there's kind of like a natural border of migration, right? So the Carolinas, that kind of fades to the East Coast where people migrate east, and that
Mhm.
Midwest, Indiana, Chicago, St. Louis, you know what I'm saying, Milwaukee, if they do migrate, they typically migrate west, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's kind of dope to hear those type of stories because I hear people's where their family started, but their musical influence always kind of goes depending on where they were born and raised. It's fun to hear where their tastes go. And I know that Midwest kind of
Right.
always migrates towards the West Coast sound, and that's kind of like
Mhm.
a natural like geography border that I always noticed that. So that's it's really
Right.
dope, man. It's really dope, man. Drums, man. I know I met Ra through you. You was one of the guys who connected me through Ra. Through the mixtape show where you was like,
Right, right.
you was like, hey man, I told this brother, man, about your show and how dope you are, and I gave him your information, and we instantly clicked. So I appreciate that off the rip for that introduction that
Yeah.
you did, because
Yeah.
you are a part of what we
I
doing.
had to.
Yeah, you're a part of what we doing musically. So I never want that to be lost on anything.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I tell people from till I'm blue in the face about how me and Rock connected, and I got to give you your props for that, because you know, a lot of people are selfish in this industry, and they don't want to really, you know what I'm saying, help people out. So I took that as, you know, you paying it forward. So I continue to pay forward as much as I can based off of that. But how did you and Ra meet, man? Because I never really, I know kind of know the story, but how did you and Ra get connected,
Right.
and how this started?
Right.
Tell you
Take that. Break it down, Rod. Let's this is my first time. Let him kick it off.
So it's the
Background, Rod.
scientists. It's the scientists, man. That go by the name of, you know, Wilderness is his producer name.
Shout out to Wilderness.
Shout out.
Man, yeah, definitely. Vinny Murphy on Facebook.
Okay.
But man, dope, man. He ended up reaching out to me, and I guess I had like this ego. I didn't know who this cat was. You know what I'm saying? Coming being an artist, but eventually, man, he sent me a bunch of like his catalog. We instantly clicked too, and he had this vision, man. He was very big on like Wu-Tang. He loved, you know, what Wu-Tang was doing, and once he told me the vision, you know, I just believed in it. I was like, yo, we could end up, you know, doing something for real. So he also let me know about the artist that he was interested in, and one of the artists happened to be Rugged. So I had reached out to Rugged personally. I think it was over Messenger, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Messenger.
Right.
And then me and Rugged just got to clicking, man. We just got to talking. Plus, Vinny had like a feature that he put us on, so that forced us to, like, you know, communicate. And then, you know, eventually we ended up doing like a group chat, because we was like teaming up. So we started like keeping up with each other like on a normal basis. And yeah, it's dope, man. You know, Vinny put that together. So I'm thankful for that connection too, because, you know, he pieced that for me and Rugged to meet, and, you know, Rugged pieced for me and you to meet. So it's funny how these puzzle pieces come together. But yeah, Vinny definitely dope, man, too.
Yeah.
Wilderness.
Yeah, that's
Wilderness.
go ahead, Drums.
I'll add on to that how we all met Benny was through Thunderground Radio.
Shout out to Thunderground Radio. Yeah, dope platform.
Man, Arsenal, the beach show. Shout out to Arsenal. So we would all be on his show, just, you know, listening to music. He playing our music or whatnot, and Benny would reach out to me several times through Messenger, and I never replied back because I don't know who Benny Murphy is. Right. So it wasn't until he kept consistently being on Thunderground Radio, chatting in the room, and I saw the name. I'm like, you know what? I think this guy was sending me a message. And so just from there, you know, I started reaching out to him like, oh man, I didn't even know who you was, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? The Wilderness, Benny Murphy, he would go by either name, so I didn't really know. But that's how we all initially met. And Arsenal put me and Ra on one of his cypher songs.
Oh yeah,
and so we kind of got familiar that way first.
Right.
And then Benny reached out to us individually to do a song with him, and that's really how it all kicked off with me and Rock.
Yeah,
right.
Dope. You know, that's why I never really had like an alias with doing the music things, because like you said, people be like, who the hell is this reaching out to me? Just, you know, I guess I kind of took the Nas approach. Hey, man, my name is dope as is, so let's just keep it at that. You know what I'm saying?
Like that.
Yeah. Shout out to all those people, man. Well, a lot of people don't realize too about the underground hip hop scene, that the real scene, not the people who claim to be, you know, the industry people who say they're underground, but the real grinders. It's not as big as you think, right? It's like we all kind of walk in the same circles, or we all know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody within that circle. You know what I'm saying? It really is a 6 degrees of separation within this thing that we do. So, yeah, you do know, you know, you never know who's watching, but you kind of do know who's watching, just because it seems like everybody knows everybody. And it's a bunch of dope people, man, that's doing this thing, man. And I love where it's at right now, as far as how we all are connected by one way or another. You know what I'm saying? Who we're connected to and all that. So it's always dope to see. It's always dope to see you work with somebody else that I know that it could have been before we even connect. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you did work with so-and-so before, kind of thing. So it's always dope to kind of catch up to that kind of stuff, man.
Hey, not to get off topic, y'all. Hey, somebody just hit me up about the Requiem. He was like, "This is fire. I'm definitely fucking with it." One of my homies next door. I sent him the video today. He was like, "I love it. I'm definitely messing with it." So that's dope too. While this going on, shout out Tramel, man. Shout out Tramel. That's the homie, man.
Yeah, man. And Rugged, you've been pretty I think I got when did I get connected to your music? I know I got connected to your music. Think about it. I think it's the first joint visually I saw. I think it could have been on somebody else's platform while I saw the video, and then somebody helped me put two and two together that you was here from locally from Dallas. And then I think I heard Rugged City was the first track that you submitted to me, was the Rugged City track that I played on the show. That was one of my favorite cuts for you. Yeah. And then, since then you've been pretty consistent with putting out music. And then you dropped your first project with the Rugged Features. Before we get into this Culture Godz joint, man, how did you feel about the release of that, man? How was the feedback for that? Because I know we talked a little bit before it dropped. So since then, man, what's been the feedback on the Rugged Features project?
Yeah, man, it's been amazing, man. Shout out to everybody that streamed it, that actually purchased it. That's a real big thing because I never had any music to sell before, and to actually have people buy it was a good feeling. And the feedback has been great, man. People like certain songs. Overall, they told me that the album was good. Just like certain singles has been buzzing with some of the DJs, with some of their mixtape shows and platforms and whatnot. It's been getting a lot of continuous airplay on it. So no bad feedback, all love. And I'm still pushing it. I'm still pushing it. Rugged Features is out on Bandcamp, Drums Rugged, now bandcamp.com. It is on YouTube, on my YouTube page. So it's also on Apple Music too. Okay. Drums Rugged Features for those that want to go stream it for everybody. But it's been dope, Kay. I tell you. Again, I added our cut on there. There's something out there. Just to help kind of make it a full-length LP. And the buzz has been good, the feedback has been good, and Rugged Features is dope, man.
Yeah, I remember you telling me too that you was like, and it was a humble moment that was dope for me, that I took it in as a dope moment. You was like, man, this is the first time I've ever had my music out to sell. And I didn't know how it felt for you to say that, but I took that as like, yo, that's dope that you were so proud of your art that you was like, yo, I feel like I can go sell this to people, you know what I'm saying? And they can buy it, Yeah. And I took that as a dope moment for you career wise, that you was like, I usually just put it out on the streams and that's it, but this is the one that I actually felt like I could put it out and sell it and make money off it. So
yeah, because I never sold CDs back in the 90s and stuff. Like I was doing music, I had songs, whatever I could have put out, but I never released any CDs or albums or even cassettes. Like we would get them and dub them from the studio, and I have it on a cassette or a CD that way, but never nothing to sell, not even hand to hand. I don't know why I didn't do it. I guess maybe I wasn't confident enough in the music. But this was the first time in the streaming world that I was able to do that. So,
well, congratulations on that, man. Like I say, if you make $1 off your record, that's a success. You know what I'm saying? When somebody's willing to come out of their pocket to pay for your art, that's dope. You can always build on that one. That one becomes two becomes four. The organic feel. So that's dope, man. I'm happy for you for that. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations on that. And then not within the same time period, me and Rod dropped the Healing Tape. That was
Healing Tape.
That was that. And Rod, what was I know we talked. I think we've been living with it since December. So I kind of when it dropped, I was just like, oh, dope, it's out. So I never really, and still kind of don't really take attendance or account to that project and what it was, man. How do you feel about it, man? What was your reaction? What did people say to you about the Healing Tape?
Man, it was dope, man. I got real good feedback. People loved it. As we talked about, D.R.U.M.S seems to be like a fan favorite.
Yeah.
That joint. So, we definitely gonna shoot the visual to that joint. But man, I feel like people thought it was a solid body of work, man. I mean, we put a lot into the craft, so can't really deny it. You feel me?
Yeah.
I definitely know they was solid, but I look forward to, we having our EP phase now, and I'm looking forward to giving, the people albums now. That's where I feel like I'm at right now as an artist, giving them a full body of work.
Yeah, the work is coming. So let's talk about Culture Shock drums. It's a double-edged question here. Why we go by the Culture Godz for this particular project compared to RA K7NG's Rugged, and why do we call it Culture Shock? What's the emphasis in the title behind that?
No doubt. So when me and Rod first started politicking, man, we was going trying to come up with a name. At first we were just going over tracks, just trying to kind of fill everything out and kind of see the type of chemistry over the tracks that we like, right? And a lot of the tracks were from Wilderness. Our first initial maybe 8 tracks came from Wilderness, right? So as we were going over those, we came up with a song. We finally found the track, and we just decided to call it Culture. And so the topic with that was just basically hip hop culture, and we just kind of just rhymes, bars, just for the culture, you know. And but as we went on, months went by, and I got it right. I was like, you know what, man, we need something else. We need like another name behind culture. Like, so being that Rod was heavily involved with the 5% Nation Gods and Earths, I got with him and to be like, yo, man, break down to me more about this this culture, because I have an idea. And he started going over the mathematics with me. And so I think we picked one of the mathematics, and which is 7. We all know 7 is God, you know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, man, let's just put that together, you know, Culture Godz, culture. And from there, we just kind of went deep with the concept of it, and it sounded good. It had a nice ring to it. He agreed with it, and we just went with it from there. Because initially, Rod was coming up with names. He wanted to go with pro-black era, you know what I mean? And we was coming up with a lot of different names, man. You know, and just having fun with it, trying to figure ourselves out and whatnot, our identity. And but Culture was the initial name. We just gonna go by Culture.
Right.
And then I was like, well, this seemed like it needs something else. So Godz, where we mixing the two cultures of hip hop culture and Nations of Gods and Earths culture.
Nice.
Right? The 5%.
Yeah. I can definitely say that from that group name for this project and even the title of the project, it literally, it when you listen to the project, it makes sense, right? Because you guys are dropping jewels throughout the project. You got some real dope interludes. I think I told you drums. Typically, I'm not a big interlude guy when listening to music, just because a lot of interludes to me feel like they're just like a space saver in a project, or maybe the artist didn't know what to do as far as creatively creating a new song. So they said, let's just throw an interlude. But you use your interludes to basically lead into the next song or talk about the previous song perfectly, how you did that. And I get it. When I heard it, I got it, you know what I'm saying? And because the project sounds literally like it was dropped off from the time machine into the late 80s, early 90s, but from a X-Clan Public Enemy standpoint, you know what I'm saying, of how you interpret hip-hop, but what hip-hop is meant for you guys, you know what I'm saying, your message with hip-hop and how you're using that as your tool to get your message across. So when I hear the project, that's what I hear. I hear Ice Cube when he first went solo, you know what I'm saying, when he was messing around with Hank Shockley and you know what I'm saying?
The Bomb Squad.
The Bomb Squad and you know that type of stuff. This is, you know, strictly for my niggas, that era of music with this project. So I you know, I gave you your props on that. I was like, yo, drums, y'all, you did it, brother. You put together a really solid project with this, and I like what it represents, and it's definitely gonna be one of those joints that people gonna come back to it and listen to it and be like, oh shit, how did I miss this? You know what I'm saying? And I did ask the question, why'd you go about Culture Godz compared to just being separate? Because what's dope about it being Culture Godz, in my opinion, is think about when the RZA, everybody knows the RZA through Wu-Tang, right? But he also did the Gravediggers. So you can go back and listen to those Gravediggers albums where we know it's the RZA from Wu-Tang, but he did a side quest here, and he did these Gravediggers albums that was just as dope. Or Inspector Deck with Czarface, how everybody knows Inspector Deck. But when he's with Czarface, that's his own little side quest. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope that the people, as you guys are going to build up your solo catalogs, somebody's going to hear this Culture Godz project. Like, oh shit, that sound like Rugged rapping with who? With you know what I'm saying? With drums and Ra. I didn't know they did some shit together. You know what I'm saying? Let me go back and listen to that. So it's kind of like you're doing these little side quests within your main goal of being really dope independent solo artists, but you're kind of doing this side quest thing that people gonna come back and listen to it, and it's gonna be a jewel for them because it's gonna feel like, oh man, I didn't know these brothers got down like that together. You know what I'm saying? So
that was the goal. Hopefully that people will do that. That way, whatever we put out solo wise, that would gain traction based off them being like, yo, they're a group too. Wow, you know, and vice versa. So yeah, we was hoping that happened, and we think it might go that way.
Yeah, for sure. Rob, how you feeling about the project, Rob, with Culture Godz? You feel like it? You getting your message across how you wanted to in this one?
Yeah. I feel like that is a very dope project. To me, I feel like, and I ain't just saying it because I'm on it, but I feel like it was a classic.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a classic, though. I feel like we really got the, like you said, the message across on that project. And, you know, it's every bit of hip hop. If you a hip hop head, how could you not like that project? From the interludes to the message.
No doubt.
I mean, it was well put together.
Yeah. What about you, Drums? You feel like you got your message across?
I absolutely feel like it came across. I feel like the concepts of the songs, and Rod, you can try and chime in a little bit too with some of it, but for instance, like with some of the interludes, right? Like we got a KRS-One interlude on there where he talks about hip hop being a legal culture now, and I'm not sure if a lot of people know that. Because I didn't know it until I found the skit. And I'm like, oh, really? Oh, this is going on the album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that was interesting, man. I didn't know that, because I know Chris does a lot of stuff with hip hop and teaching and lectures and different things of that nature. So to come across that, I felt was really important to put on this project, just to enlighten people and let people know that how big hip hop has gotten, man, over the years, for it to be now something legal and not just people saying, it's the culture, or it's the hip hop culture. It's actually a real thing. Peace, prosperity, love, and just the whole concept of what the hip hop culture is all about. So things like that. I got a Grandmaster Cass skit on there where he talks about hip hop. At one point, you couldn't get a record deal because of the whole gangster rap era. If you was a conscious rapper, your chance of getting a deal is probably none happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was just real heavy at the time with the gangster rap, and conscious rap was kind of playing it back. And now I'm not going to say played out, but it was still around, but it was definitely playing it back to a lot of the gangster stuff at the time. So
absolutely, yeah. No, and I listened to that. I was banging in NWA and all that stuff, and Boss and
me too.
You know, DLC and all that. I was going in on it, but I always had my bread and butter. I always had Goody Mob. I always had Wu-Tang. I always had Nas. You know what I'm saying? In the top.
You got to balance it out.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then if you think about it too, man, as a whole, and this is a prime example, people have been clamoring for De La Soul's records to hit the streams forever, right? Because they kind of held out their music off the streams because they was beefing with Tommy Boy, and Tommy Boy was trying to slave them into forcing them to do that, and they didn't do it. But when De La Soul finally got the rights to all their masters and they put it on the streams, man, it felt like hip hop won, real hip hop won, you know what I'm saying? Because now we can see the artists are going to get the benefit from the fact that now their music is on the streams and stuff like that. So I think of that, like nobody's screaming to put, you know, I haven't heard nobody say, you know, and even though it's not, I haven't really heard anybody say, man, I wish I could listen to Doggy Style on the streams, because I know Snoop pulled it from the streams and all that. But that's just me. I haven't really heard people really clamoring for the Death Row catalog to be out on the stream since Snoop took it over. But I know when that De La Soul thing was happening, they had like a countdown party, a launch party, and all that. It was a big thing. It was a big deal, you know what I'm saying? Just because people was missing their music, man, and you know, you miss that type of stuff, and you miss the J Dilla records and all that type of stuff. So I'm with you, man. The people who kind of gives us the bread and butter, you know what I'm saying, the good soulful music, we're going to always win in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Right. The commercial people get the quick dollar, but in the long run, you still got Nas, you still got Killer Mike, you still got those type of acts who in their 50s are still putting out quality music and getting recognized for it by winning the Grammys and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Word up, man.
That's the reason why we put this group together, man, to kind of help carry that torch of, if you want to call it nostalgic or just true school hip hop. We want to definitely get that feel and vibe across to let people know it's not dead. It's never been dead. It's been here since '88. You have to dig for it. And true enough, it's not in the mainstream like it used to be. But I think when people use that term hip hop is dead, it's mostly mainstream reference. And but real heads, we not going nowhere, man. We ain't been nowhere. We right here. You know, Culture Godz is a prime example of that. The mixtape show is a prime example of that.
Right.
The heat tape, the healing tape, keep it rugged. All of that is we still here. We still gonna kind of make this music, man.
Yeah,
so
we all the ingredients that add to the gumbo, right? The real gumbo.
Yeah. Give me a fat spoon, fat bowl. You know what I mean?
So Ra, I know a lot of the feedback I hear as far as when you do your thing is man, the brother is dope. The brother could spit, you know what I'm saying? And I even had people ask me, how old is he? Which is wild that somebody asked that question, because I guess you come off way more mature than what your age is and all that stuff.
Rod deep, man. He's deep.
He's deep, yeah, you know. But I also like how you guys on this project, you guys styles mesh together really well, right? Like drums has a certain cadence, and then Rod can kind of mirror that, and vice versa. And the message is always in the middle between you two. So how do you feel? How did it feel working with drums on this project, man? How did it feel when he sent you those vocals in and you was able to, you know, bounce back off of those and vice versa?
It was fun because I feel like you know, like as we was doing this project, I feel like I seen drums really like rapping, like you know what I'm saying. It's like I was seeing him get better as the project was going on from when we first started. So like, you know, drums always been a hip hop head. You know, he probably been rapping since I was in the womb. You feel me?
Yeah.
But like nah, like I actually felt like I was seeing him get better as the project going on, and that was dope to see. Because you know, as an MC, you know, we still competitive at the same time, but it's all love. And you know, I felt like that made us put out, you know, a fire track. Yeah. Us you know, having competing too while we doing this, because you know, you definitely don't want to get showed up, you know, on no track. So that's right. It was dope to see you know, Rugged really step his game up, and I'm looking forward to when he come out with the Keep It Rugged album too.
Yeah. Part 2.
Yeah. I just want to add too, and I told Rod this too. I think sometime last year that his enthusiasm for this album was way more exciting than mine. Because I initially didn't want to do a group thing anymore. I had some, you know, groups I was in back in the days, and we had some good times and all, but it ultimately didn't end well with the groups. And I told myself a long time ago, that's it, man.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm not doing no more groups. Fuck that. You know what I mean? I'm not doing it. But Rod's energy was so electric, man. His enthusiasm every day we talk. This dude is excited like we already had it out.
Yeah.
And each track that came about, and every time we worked on the concepts, he was always excited about it. He talked highly of it. So it just motivated me to want to do this group with him and put this project out with him. So his pen game is sharp. He's knowledgeable. He's deep. He's even schooled me a lot on a lot of things and a lot of topics and subject matters, man, especially with the 5% thing. Yeah. And I respect him for that, and I love him for that. And yo, man, it's because I've always wanted to know more about being a 5%er. You know, I'm not a really deep into it, but like I told him, I just like what they stand for as black men. And how they move and how they speak with each other, the peace God, and I want to know why they do that and what's that all about. And he broke it down to me, the mathematics, and I'm still learning. But it's been a dope ride, man, making this album with him, man. So he has a lot to do with this album.
Yeah, no, it's one thing for me too. For me working with Rod too personally, man, he does bring that energy, man. That, you know, I've always believed in. You do have to keep, you know, and Rod, this ain't talking down, but I feel like you always do have to keep younger people around you, especially in this industry, to keep you motivated and energy and keep you up and running, man. Because I know, like you, drums, I've dealt with people in the past that, you know, they drain your energy from you, you know what I'm saying, because they stuck in their ways with certain things, and it's kind of like you feel like you're going nowhere fast. So when I you know, ran into you brothers, man, it's just been a breath of fresh air to work with both of y'all, because you guys you challenge me. You know what I'm saying? You just even on the thought process on a lot of things, and this is outside of the music. Now the music, you guys have been killing me, you know what I'm saying? But in a good way. Like, you guys have been challenging me, production wise,
Right.
do different things and think outside the box a little bit with certain sounds and stuff like that. And you know, you guys are workhorses, and I can send Ra a beat, you know, and I get that joint back full track done within a day and a half, you know what I'm saying, every time. And it's like the work
Yeah,
ethic.
I'm jealous of that, man. You know, I'm jealous of that. He got his own studio. He can sit and write, get up in the morning and send it on back. You know what I mean?
We're gonna get you there.
I love him for that, man. He got something good over there with that, man. Y'all working good up there.
We're gonna get you there, Drums. We're gonna piece you a studio together if we got to, man. If I got some stuff laying around, if we gotta put that together, bro, we're gonna do that, man. Don't worry about that, man. I know Ra too, man. Drums brought up something too that I know a lot of solo MCs and a lot of solo acts, you know, like you said, the group thing. You kind of don't want to feel like you're being tied up in a group kind of feel to it. Right. And then I think we've even had these conversations where, you know, from my point of view, I'm like, I wouldn't think of it as a group, you know what I'm saying, where you're going to be attached to this person for the rest of your career. Just think of it as for this particular project, this is our brand to get this message out, because people are going to come back and find it. Right. Throughout the solo, the solo stuff's gonna always come back to because what do people always do when you put something new out? They go back and listen to the old work, right? So I know,
right,
and I know both of you guys kind of struggle with that, with the whole, you know, I'm a solo artist and we're gonna try this group thing. Is this group thing gonna work out? You know what I mean? I don't know. And I always was kind of like try to be that in between guy, like, yo, man, y'all are too dope together not to do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't think of it like you guys are a group. Just think of it like this is a group project with both of us, and we putting out this sound as the Culture Godz. But once we go through this run, let's go do our solo thing, and then people gonna want to hear Culture Godz back together again at some point. And when the time is right, let's bring it back. So I'm glad that because I know it's a tough process, man. This is just me being big brother talk. I know this is I know it's a tough process with scheduling and you know, timing and putting money into this thing, because we don't have that budget, right? We all 9-to-5ers, we all got outside lives, and you don't want to feel like that you're wasting your money on putting things together and it's not working out the way it do. But I'm glad that you guys are able to constantly kind of take a step back when things may feel a little heated, or you don't see eye to eye with certain things, and you kind of see the bigger picture where we still want to get the message out. So let's just work on whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? So I commend you brothers for doing that. You know what I'm saying?
And that you're exactly right, man. And yeah, we definitely had our ups and downs with it, man. But you know, we brothers, man, and it happens, you know what I'm saying. But we both understand how important this project was.
Yeah.
And I think he understand it too, because he couldn't let it go.
Yeah.
Right. He couldn't let it go. Right. You know what I'm saying? So he's in 1 minute, he's out 1 minute. But you know, at the end of the day, man, this love we got for hip hop, writing lyrics, spitting lyrics, the feedback we like to get from it, it keeps us right here, man. It keeps us grounded. It keeps us want to make more content. And you know, so we felt it was important to go ahead and stay together, man, and knock this thing out, man. And it's been over a year. We're working with this thing back and forth, and you know, man, to all praises due to the Most High, man. We here, so
I'm proud of you brothers for putting this out, man, because hip hop needs this type of project. You know what I'm saying? Me and Ra look at the landscape a lot on what's out there, and we just keep coming back to, we don't see a lot of this. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we're all doing as a crew, me, you, Lindor, you know what I'm saying, my man Trav, the things that we are doing musically, it's really not out there as far as what we're putting together. And I think the people will catch on at some point, because we talk about this every day, right? Like, damn, oh, here we go, another drug deal album came out. You know what I'm saying? Another cocaine rap album came out. You know what I'm saying? Another Griselda sounding track album came out. So I'm glad, and I'm very happy to be working with you guys on these future projects we all working on, and I've never been so excited and so proud of the works that are coming out. And you guys are, you know, like I said, you guys are giving me life, and it's just dope to see people have that feedback towards you guys through the people that I know, to kind of give you guys your props and give you those roses on stuff that we're doing. So it's always gonna be fun for me to see that part whenever we do release these tracks and these projects, that the love that people hit me in my inbox for was like, yo, Drums Rugged. You know what I'm saying? Question mark. Like, yo, I didn't know brother got down like that. Or yo, Rod, that dope brother. So it's dope.
Right,
It's dope that people within my network are seeing you guys and giving that love to y'all and catching on to y'all's music. So anything I can do to keep helping, man, I'm always gonna be here for y'all. So definitely wanted to let y'all know that, man. You know what I mean?
We might as well announce this too, K. I don't know when the actual date will be, because we both working. Rugged working, I'm working, you working, we all is. But we decided when we do come back for the part 2 that it's gonna be produced by you. So I'm looking forward to give people the Culture Godz Part 2 album.
Yeah. That's it's gonna be a tough one to follow up though. It's gonna be a tough one.
Listen, man, you K, man, you gonna be all right, man. 'Cause you got such a different sound. It's all hip hop. Your stuff is soulful. It's hardcore. It's dark. It's rugged. You know what I mean? It's so you fit the Culture Godz sound. You know, whether you know it or not. So we're gonna be all right.
We're gonna be all
right.
Yeah, we'll put that together at some point. But the calendar is really full right now. Before we get into that. Drums, where could we get the project, man? What's the best place for the people to get the project to benefit you the most for both of y'all?
Well, right now, you can get it several places. The official Culture Godz Bandcamp page, Culture Godz, it's culturegodz2.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
culturegodz2.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
You can purchase it there. You can stream it there. It's also it's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's on the major platforms under RA K's name. So if you want to find the Culture Shock album on Spotify and all the major platforms, you have to type in RA K's name, and then you'll find the Culture Godz album there.
Yeah, or just look up like Culture Shock, right, and it should be able to pull it up.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to do that and it don't pull up.
Oh, really?
So do Culture.
So when I put Ra's name in and everything comes up.
It comes up under that, yeah. See that?
Maybe some people type in Culture Shock or Culture Godz and it come up, but for me, I had to type his name in. So
isn't that ironic that you got an album that's giving knowledge that they don't want you to find easily?
Right. Right.
So too, Rod, you can tell them more. It's on Rod's Bandcamp page.
Yep, it's on my Bandcamp, and then just like he said, you type in RA K as far as on distributing platforms, you would be able to get to it.
There we go, man. And then I know we got me and Drums is working on the project, the Keep It Rugged project, Keep It Rugged project that he's doing. We almost, I think we there production wise. We just got to finish recording that, so that'll be a 2025 release. Me and Ra's immediate next project is we got the Requiem project with Lindor dropping in October. So dope listening, and a visual experience that people are gonna have. Me and Ra are gonna drop in January, scheduled for a really dope 90s sounding project called The Golden Age. And Ra rapped his ass off on this, and it sounds like Drums. We're going back and forth on the presentation, but we finally realized it's going to be dropped as an album. We were going to try to release it as a mixtape sound, but it sounds too good to be a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? So we'll give you the mixtape feel, but it's going to be an album, so it's going to be called The Golden Age. Like I said, we're shooting for a January release. If we can't give you the album at that time, we'll definitely give you the first single video around Ra's birthday. Is the game plan. And we'll do the proper rollout for that. So, and then Keep It Rugged will probably follow a little bit after that. So, first and second quarter next year, you're gonna hear the Culture Godz on their separate entities, and then maybe, hopefully, the calendar's looking real thick, but hopefully, we can get you third, fourth quarter. Maybe we can get us another Culture Shock project. You know what I'm saying? That'll be my plan if I can clear out some of my stuff on my calendar. But we got some dope work coming out from these brothers, and I definitely can't wait to share those spotlights with you guys individually on these projects coming up, because they both sound good. I don't know if Roz heard drum stuff or vice versa. I think I kind of want to keep it that way because I want you guys to listen to each other's work as fans. You know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely gonna sound dope. So yeah,
there's been a few sneak peeks. But nothing as a whole.
Yeah.
Nothing as a whole. We don't really know too much. We just kind of a little bit here and there. But we excited to hear both projects. Yeah.
And I can definitely say that the project titles match the music, and that's what's important to me. So I'm glad that you guys I'm glad that you guys as artists name it certain things and I try to match that title. So I appreciate you guys for rocking with me on that. You know what I'm saying? Let's
Okay, real quick
yeah.
too, man. Before I'm gonna cut you off, you can get back to it, but just want to make sure I plug this album, man. And
Yeah.
shout out to the producer on the project. Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Wilderness. Shout out to Onions Beats. Shout out to Conduity Books.
Yeah.
And shout out to my man Frank Mitz. Right, so they all did a fabulous job. Shout out to you brothers, man. Thank you.
Zay
Shout out
Bliss,
to
too.
Zay Bliss,
Right.
who's featured on Mind Elevation. She's a dope female artist, man.
She killed
Real
it.
conscious,
Yeah.
real dope with the bars. She's dope, man. And
don't forget to shout out your DJs who did your cuts too.
shout out to my man DJ Glib Style. Hey, let me say this right now, man. This brother came through at the last minute. And he, Rod knows that I've been going back and forth with the cuts on these particular songs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Should I add them? Should I not add them? Because I kept hearing cuts on them. And I was about to give up on the cuts for Save the Culture.
Mm-hmm.
Something told me to hit Glib Styles up at the last minute here, man. And this brother came through and didn't disappoint whatsoever. So shout out to Glib Styles, my brother. We got more coming with him on the Keep It Rugged album. And this week, I appreciate everybody that tapped in and helped put this project together because it wasn't just me.
Yeah,
it wasn't just Rock. You know what I mean? So thank you, brothers out there, for that, man.
Absolutely, man. Everybody who touched this project did their thing, man. From like you said, the cuts, the features, the drums looking for the samples and all that stuff, man. You guys did it, man. This is definitely a dope body of work. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a tough act to follow, but we'll build on that when it's time to build on that. But for now, you people need to go out there and listen to it. Go support this joint. Go purchase it. Go purchase 2 copies. There's 2 guys in the crew, so go on and get 2 copies so both of them can get situated. You know, financially.
It's $8 on my Bandcamp. It's $8 on my. I don't know what Rod did on his, but it's $8 on my Bandcamp, man. So.
It's probably less than 20 combined, right? So I mean, you know, $20 is a couple days of some coffee. So it's, you know, spend money on these artists, man, so they can give you more of this jewels. You know what I mean? It's like going to the grocery store and getting the organic meats and everything like that, and you feel good after you eat it. So go ahead and take care of them so they can take care of you on the back end. You know,
it's definitely food for thought, man. Just real quick too, some of the songs, man, like real quick, I want to touch on like Jealous Minds, right? That's one of me and Rod's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what it sounds like, right? Jealous mind, people dealing with jealousy and being hateful, and because of your success, your come ups, of just how, you know, people get hated on being a good person and making good moves out here, man. There's always somebody jealous of what you're doing, who wants your spot, who wants to try to take you down because of it. And we wanted to make a song like that. And shout out to Rob for that concept, because that was his concept. You know what I mean? Mind Elevation is exactly that. Rising above all the madness, all the bullshit, having a higher conscience of thinking and looking past all the mess, man, and taking the high road in life, you know what I mean? Or just wanting to be enlightened, you know what I mean, while being just knowledgeable and gaining knowledge, man. So Mind Elevation, Culture Shock, we just busting on that.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe. We just going in, you know what I mean? And Save the Culture, one of our biggest songs. We're just talking about how hip hop is taking a turn. We're going, you know, more the gangster road, or more the trap route, and more the ratchet road. And we're not taking the culture back or bringing it back, but we're saving it from that element. You know, we're saving it by letting people know that, hey, the true school hip hop is still out here. We're running up in these record labels, you know what I'm saying? We're slapping the engineers around. we sticking up to CEOs like, listen, stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
So we not having it. The people ain't having no more. You're tearing people's lives up out here.
Absolutely.
And we people need some real music, and that's what me and Rock come in. We Save the Culture, man. So there's a lot of good songs on here, man.
That'd be a dope video too. That'd be a dope video, something like
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it. We got ideas for that if we ever get to it. But that'll be a dope one.
Barren Wasteland's one of my favorite cuts too. Shout out to 80 Books on the production on that. I love Barren
No
Wasteland.
doubt, Condu.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, man.
I love that one.
Yeah,
man. Social media, Drums. Where could the people check for you on social media?
Drums Rugged everything. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. You can find me there, Drums Rugged. I'm all over the place, man, with that. So shout out to me on that. You can find me on all the platforms. And that's it, man.
What about you, Ra? Where can we find you?
Man, it's RA King everything as far as where you going. All caps, RA K7NG on everything.
No doubt.
There you go. Save the culture, man. Go save the culture. Culture Shock. Go check out that project. It's really dope. I can't say nothing bad about it. You know what I'm saying? It's a really dope project from top to bottom. They didn't, even though they did the interludes and everybody knows, not everybody, but I'm not an interlude guy, but I love the way that they did the interludes. Like I said, the project flows smoothly, man. You guys definitely killed the flow of the project on how you did it. You know, it's jewels in there. I always appreciate the jewels every time. The beats are really dope. Yeah. The production's dope on there. The feature is dope on there. And you guys did it, man. This is definitely a dope project, man. Keep pushing this project. You know what I'm saying? Keep keep putting the knowledge in people's face, and you know,
sir.
And then you know, whenever it's time and come back for a second one, we'll hit him in the head with a second one, right?
Oh,
there
we go.
You know that.
All right, man. Fellas, I definitely appreciate you joining me on this. Well, as we're recording this, it's a Saturday afternoon. And before we even go any further, I should have did this at the beginning, man. Big R.I.P. to Fat Man Scoop, man.
Fat Man Scoop,
read that
man.
This morning, yeah, man. The brother passed away while on stage. So the half glass full part of that is the brother was doing what he was loving, you know what I'm saying, on his way out of here. So it's good, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of us don't get that. A lot of us kind of just,
right.
You know, they check out at the wrong time. But the fact that he was on stage,
doing what he loved.
Doing what he loved, giving to the people, you know what I'm saying? Giving his all to the people, literally. I know it's a tough loss for hip hop. It's a tough loss for his family, his wife, and all that. So we definitely want to big RP to the legendary Fat Man Scoop, man. It was never gonna be another energy.
That brother, this energy is synonymous with his name, man. He was always hype. It was always a good time with Fat. I never met him, but the interviews, the music, his all his energy was felt, and it's definitely gonna be lost.
Yeah,
man. We're gonna miss Fat Man Scoop.
This is in that lane to me of ODB. This is in that lane to me of Biz Markie. You know what I'm saying? As far as the energy, Busta Rhymes, that type of energy. Like that's an energy and a spirit you can't replace, man. So big RIP to the legendary Fat Man Scoop, man. It's a tough loss in life, and definitely a tough loss in hip hop, man. You can't. That's gonna be tough to replace that type of energy, man. So I forgot. I should have did that at the top, but it just hit me. I should have did that. So shout out to him. Shout out to his family. Shout out to everybody who loves him. Shout out to us for respecting him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you brothers for Culture Shock, and we definitely gonna play some more cuts off that throughout the weeks here in the show. Some of it's already loaded up on the station, and come on back. Let's do it again sometime soon. All right, fellas.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, Clay.
All right, man. You guys gonna hear a lot from these brothers with me, man. We're gonna do a lot of work, so this is definitely not the last time to hear from them. We'll be
Culture Godz, Culture Shock.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying?
We'll be right back.